feel like builder and furniture add-ons are really popping off lately. One you've been asking me to try out so many times is the Pro Builder 2.0 add-on created by Maka Designs. Now, I remember this. We first checked it out many months ago. You enjoyed it. It was one of the first add-ons that utilized using the Stonecutter over the crafting table. Let's see what is newly introduced. So according to the notes, update 2.0 tools. 3 new tools: Claw, Exchanger, and Randomizer. New blocks with particles 2, auto connect improvements, crates actually store foods, highlight system. So this add-on really did give players complete control of builds and designs. I'm not typically a builder, but I really appreciated the tools that they introduced with this. And as I keep saying, as the Bedrock tech improves, older add-ons and their new updates get even better. The latest file size is 9 megabytes. I actually forgot how incredible this add-on is. I'll do a quick recap to keep you all updated. Once you do have this installed in a new pre-existing world, you are going to be given a guidebook. You're also going to be starting with 3 items. I'll explain how they work throughout today's video. This one is going to be the new one. This right here, the editor tool, but also the painter tool previously existed. As for this guidebook, it needs to be placed on the ground. If you have any feedback or suggestions or discover any bugs, the creators do have a Discord. On the right-hand side, welcome to the Pro Builder add-on. In this pack, there are over 2,000 custom block variants. Enough to let your inner architect go crazy, and then explains that this handbook is here to help you out. So using the Stonecutter, like I said, was a genius way to do it. How to get the blocks. The blocks are crafted in the Stonecutter. Collect some scaffolding and put it in there. From there, you can craft any of the custom blocks. So the question is, why is everything scaffolding? The blocks are crafted in a Stonecutter. Collect some scaffolding and put it in there. From there, you can craft any of the custom blocks. I'm gonna do a quick refresh and show you how incredible this is. So really simple, grab some scaffolding. In fact, we're just gonna grab ourselves like 4 for the time being, put this inside of here, then every single available block within this add-on is in here, but it's not. As the creators have said, why is everything scaffolding? This is just a base. You do have the ability to fully customize this. So I'm gonna pick something that I know I can customize. So let's have a little look around here. I think fences are a really good one to mess around with. I'm gonna go ahead and place these down. In fact, I'm gonna grab a couple more. So in order to change this, first off, the basic way is to break this, crouch, and place it. Now, when doing so, you can enter the block name, or you can tap down here and change it to a different color. So these are all of the options for this specific block. Let's go to barrel. As you can see, that's now been changed. Now, obviously, this can get quite tedious, having to crouch and place and change it to this. After you've placed 2, when these next connect, they are going to adapt this specific style. But it gets so much more technical and better than this. So let's just quickly mess around with a couple more blocks. I really liked to use these. These were really cool. You can customize the design. I want to see if there's different styles of these, so we'll grab a couple of them. I know these can be altered, so we'll grab a couple of them. A little bit further down. Yeah, how about the pillars? I know they can also be altered as well. And we'll pick one more that I know isn't going to work. You know what we'll do? We'll pick a barrel. So if you wanted to not have this style, this obviously doesn't have different options. Okay, how about we put this back in here? We get our scaffolding back. Let's try something else. Let's try this, for example. This one doesn't have different properties, but there's a bunch of different designs. So we're going to put this back inside of there. I'm not really interested in that. This one does have a different design. Place it down. Stone. Nether bricks. We have chiseled, cut. There's so many different options. How about we go with polished blackstone bricks? As you can see here, these have now adapted it. Circles in Minecraft feels very illegal. So these ones, barrel. Let's pick something a little bit interesting. What about cherry? Ah, see, they're pretty nice. I wonder if these have different options. They don't. So these are just like some kind of clothes rack. Now, I can place this down and change this again. So we'll go to a completely different one, Prismarine. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool for some kind of podium builds. So as for the painter tool, this is going to paint blocks. So you can pick a different color. So if I tap on this, it's been changed to spruce. These are also going to be adapted to spruce, as you can very clearly see. If I tap on this, I think we have to hit this to change it. So we'll change this to birch, submit. Hold on, can we paint this one? Birch. Okay, so this one will now change it to birch. So this means you're able to change it instantly to a specific color to kind of match if you wanted to. There is also going to be a copy tool, which can do something very similar. So if I was to break this and we place this one down, and I wanted this one to be dark oak planks, I could then hit this and change it right here, as you can see. As for the variant tool, if there's a specific item that has multiple variants, you're also able to alter it. As you can see here, this one has multiple different styles. Has the circular one. It also kind of has like the regular kind of walls and also the curved options. These don't seem to have the variant one. This one does have it. Let's see if these do. Yeah, so this one does have a couple of different variants. In fact, there's only 2 different options with this. And again, with the paintbrush tool, you're able to change depending on which one you have it set to. And the last one is going to be a rotate tool. So this one's really helpful. You're wanting to change your build's angle. So it's default there. I want to change it to this side so it's facing here. And you can just do the same with pretty much any of these that have been altered. What about this one? Oh, so that's where these would come in handy. Hold on, let's change it like that. And then I would have to go back to variants, change it to this, go back to, is it rotate again? And no rotation on that one. Variants, that one, and then go back to rotates. So this one. So yeah, honestly, the power this has is truly phenomenal. And that's pretty much the basics. And then when it comes to the actual editor tool, it says here, hammer tool, toggles, editor modes. I have it off right now, so nothing's going to be altered at all. On or off, up to you. Okay, so let's get into the claw tool. This is absolutely genius. Do you remember when Minecraft teased the crab claw? This is basically what it does. The claw tool is used to increase the reach of the player. If the claw tool is activated, the player will be able to reach up to 32 blocks far. Activated by punching, and then it says, then starts building or editing blocks from a much bigger distance. Notes, the claw tool can be held anywhere in the inventory once activated. It can't break blocks at a distance. So this is your generic Minecraft distance. It's not very far at all. You have to hold this and crouch and tap and change it to the claw. When you activate this by just punching, check this out. Look at that. How cool is that? Like, you can go really, really far. It's honestly phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But as it does say, you don't have the ability to kind of break blocks. If it did, this would be honestly incredible. But I think we can kind of start changing things from a distance here, right? So I can have these all as birch, as you can see here, from a distance. From this far away. Every single one of these has been altered. So I'm going to change this now. Okay, so I don't want them to be this. I want these to be something a little bit more standout. Something bold, right? What do cobblestone ones look like? Yeah, we'll go with the cobblestone ones. Right? So we'll place... Hold on. We need to... It's not letting me place it. Maybe I need to turn this off. Place, 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 and place. Does this change it now then? Cobblestone? Okay, I think I need to turn this on. Okay, I got it. I just needed to go ahead and tap on it to actually alter. This tool is phenomenal. Absolutely incredible how it works. Now, the next tool is the Exchanger tool. The Exchanger tool is used to replace blocks, select a block by punching, and then interact to start replacing. Crouch plus punch to disabled. Important, select blocks must be present in the inventory. All replaced blocks will be returned to you. So the way this works is punch to select, right to change. So selected, we can go ahead and change these ones. from a distance. How awesome is that? So maybe I didn't want it to be that, so I wanted it to be bricks. I can go ahead and completely change these. What about this? I can change this. I can change this. I can change all of them. Phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. Now, I believe you do need to have these in your inventory, as it does explain. I'm doing it in creative now, just so I could kind of do this on a bigger scale. This is awesome, though. Like, the amount of control you have. So I could go punch, change. I could do punch. Oh. Oh. Did it work? This one? That one worked. Let's get a change. You see how this works? It's genius. It's absolutely genius. So this new tool, just because it works from a distance, is insane. So incredible. Now, the next one we have, by the way, we do have settings here. We have the ability to turn off the highlight on or off if you don't like it. But I kind of like it. I like the kind of outlines. I think it's pretty useful. But let's go to the randomizer. This one's also quite impressive. So as it does say here, randomizer, it's new. The randomizer is a tool to naturally randomize your builds. It'll take random blocks from your hotbar and place them down. By default, replace blocks is off. This allows you to randomly place blocks. I wish you could also do this in order as well. So I'll grab a catalog of blocks here. And we're going to game mode survival and do this. I'm going to open this real quick. We're going to grab all of these. I was trying to think of a pattern that you could do. So what this is going to do is randomly select blocks in your inventory and then place them down. Again, they need to be in your inventory. I have nothing on me right now, so nothing's going to work. If we go back to game mode creative, you can obviously go ahead and, if you're quick, pick block these and obviously put them in your inventory. Really good for creative builders. So I was doing this in creative. You obviously have this option. So yeah, I was super impressed. I think for path designs, this will be really useful. So these new tools are absolutely phenomenal. Now, in case you're worrying if they're going to work with the custom aspect of this, the answer is yes. Of course they do. Of course they do. As long as you have those modified blocks in your inventory, it's going to work. We'll grab a couple of random things here. Some of them don't have variants. There's a lot of different options in here. Remember, there's so many different variants. We went over that in kind of one of my first videos, as you can see here. Now, if I was to grab myself... because we're going to want the brush tool here, right? Am I not? Painter? Can I, like... yes, this one doesn't have a modified one. This one does have a modified one. Can we, like, cycle through this one? With this. Yeah, so if it's got a design, it can be altered. These are not going to work. A lot of these don't actually have the ability to change. I think this one does. You can change this one to acacia. No, maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, as long as you've got the blocks in your inventory, it's going to place them down. So the creators also outlines that crates can now hold items. Remember, you do have the option to change these by punching and changing it to something like cherry, for example. I know that carrots can go inside of this, but I don't know all of the available supported items. If you would like to break an item out, you have to do it on the top. Now, this one does have two different variations. So if I was to place this down, copy, and we can paste it there, but it doesn't actually change the variants. Can we put bread in there? We can. Can we put beets in there? Strange enough, I can place them on the floor. Potatoes, that doesn't seem to work. So does it go inside of this one? No. But there is a couple of different other items here. So you can put that inside of there. Bread inside of there. Potatoes inside of there. They don't seem to have any variation as well. But let's go ahead and, like, place down a whole bunch of these. So we've got scaffolding option. Oops. We're then going to change it to the next one. So if I was to... I'm just going to place down a bunch. I think the easiest way to mess around with this kind of thing, honestly, from my... Oops. They're not even... From my experience, is to place them and use the brush tool. So, for example, with the brush tool, let's say you wanted to keep that one there. That's fine. Tap on it. Change it to barrel. Tap on it. Change it to oak. Tap on it. Change it to spruce. So I'm still learning this. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter how many times I mess with this. I'm still learning this. So you'll be here for a very long time. Picking and choosing what you do like. Don't forget, whatever one you have it set to is going to be the next one. So if I was to paint this, it should match the previous one. It does. You can obviously alter these. So, yeah, genius. The carrots in, put the bread in, potatoes, they do work. Okay, sometimes things just don't work. What else? What about melon slices? Melons? Not quite. What about if we change the variant? No, I'm trying to think of what other food Minecraft has. my brain's gone blank. I tried to put in like fish and stuff that wasn't actually working for me. I feel like I'd never seen these before. We've got base, middle, and then this, right? So can this be changed? Does that have an option? No, it doesn't have an option. Okay. And attach all of these together, though. So this update just gives players even more control. I was super impressed with this latest update. I just want to do a quick recap and just show you guys how powerful it is. If you're a builder, this is certainly like a go-to kind of tool. I'm not sure if it's compatible with other add-ons. You'll have to do some testing, but 10 out of 10 2.0 update.